Welcome in, Chiefs Kingdom, to Chiefs Latest, your one-stop spot for everything Kansas City Chiefs in 15 minutes or less. It is your host, Calvin Silvers. Happy Friday. Finally made it to the weekend, and boy, does it feel sweet because we had a busy week with minicamp that happened Tuesday through Thursday, so officially wrapped up yesterday. Andy Reid had some big news on the injury front. Now, I know that sounds scary, but I promise you it's good news. But before we dive into any of this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications as it not only helps me and the channel, but it's going to help you stay up to date with everything Kansas City Chiefs. Now, there's some rumors going around the NFL that a certain running back could be up before the trade deadline if that team does not look like they are going to make the playoffs. Now, enough with me being secretive about it. That's right, Jets running back Breece Hall could be traded before the deadline if the Jets aren't doing what they think that they could do. And I'm just saying, if the Chiefs have the ability to pick him up, I think they should, as that brings instant athleticism to that running back room. That, yes, Isaiah Pacheco has that energy and just puts his head down and goes 110 miles per hour. But when you go down the line, your next guy, Kareem Hunt, who's going to show his age at 30, just doesn't have that same spark. And you need someone that can and is going to exploit those cover two schemes that the Chargers run and other AFC teams run that they believe will stop the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs' backfield did take a hit in 2024 because Isaiah Pacheco did go down in week 2 with that fibula fracture, and that left this unit as a bottom 5 running back unit in the league. Pacheco missed 10 games, so Kareem Hunt had to step up 3.6 actually yards a carry. Like I said, starting to show his age. And then you draft rookie Brashard Smith. I'm just not sure he's ready for a lead role yet. Now, I believe that this kid could be something it could contribute, but he's not ready for a lead role. Now, Hall, he's young and he's proved reliable. It was scary, post 2022, that season in 2022 with the ACL tear, but he's proved reliable since, played in 33 games over the 2023 and 24 season, despite a 2024 MCL sprain. So why do this trade, and why would the Jets even think about this trade? Well, they have a 3-back plan right now. You have Allen, you have Isaiah Davis back there. That just fuels trade talk. It's a very competitive room back there. If you look at Hall, 1,104 scrimmage yards last year, 7 touchdowns on 4.7 yards a carry. Better than what Kareem Hunt's going to do for you. And he tallied 59 catches. The Chiefs' rush offense last season, 28th in yards a game at 104.2. So Hall has that speed. He has the receiving skills to mesh with Reid's schemes. And if you're looking at what you need to give up, probably a 3rd-round pick. And not only that, I think he can fit within. So you trade with that 3rd-round pick, and then that's going to fit with the 11.6 million cap space in your 2026 draft stock. So I think it's capable of being done. So the Jets may deal Hall if they miss the playoffs or look like they're going to miss the playoffs, favoring their committee. So I'm all for it if the Chiefs can get it done. If they can give a 3rd or 4th-round pick for it, I'm all for it. He has the elite athleticism. He has the ability to exploit the cover twos, and he just brings a new spark to that room, especially if Pacheco, again, is dealing with injuries this season. So Veach is just going to have to pull the trigger if he's there and see what he can do, and in Veach, we trust. I know, I've been talking about the offensive line a lot lately, but it was a big problem last season, and we just have more good news come out of minicamp on Thursday. That's right, Mike Caliendo. Have not talked about him yet, but is he the next Nick Allegretti? I'm not sure if he's quite there, but according to Andy Reid, he's hyping up Mike Caliendo right now, whose contract year could, again, spark some unseen production like some other players that we have on the defensive side. So with this being a contract year, if he does show that unseen potential, he could mirror a Nick Allegretti's leap. Chiefs, they need a new left guard. That is no secret, especially after Joe Thuney was traded. So Caliendo is now battling with Kingsley Suamataia, and that could solidify Mahomes' protection on the left side, especially when you're figuring out your left tackle right now and like your options at left tackle right now. And Andy Reid has been more hands-on with the offensive line this upcoming season. So if he's saying this stuff and he's signaling trust in Caliendo, I believe that he's going to be able to handle some of the AFC West rushers. Now, if we're looking at Caliendo's rise, he was an undrafted free agent from 2022. He started 3 games in 2024, including the Super Bowl. He logged a total of 237 snaps with a 49 PFF grade. Andy Reid, as I mentioned, said he's a great kid, very smart, hardworking, and he's seeing that Allegretti-like growth in minicamp. So you're looking at this, left guard battle now. You have Suamata'ia's pedigree versus Caliendo's experience, and a Super Bowl loss that's going to fuel both of them and fuel both of their growths. When looking at him, a $1.03 million restricted free agent tender, that keeps him cheap right now. And so a breakout couldn't earn an extension, or as I've been saying, and Andy Reid has been saying, an Allegretti-like deal of $16 million. So Reid during minicamp has praised not only him, but just praised that the left side is looking a lot stronger, especially with Simmons getting reps, and then you bring in more. So Caliendo's contract year, I think that could make him more motivated, give him that leap like Allegretti. And then if that's the case, that left side does become more solidified for Mahomes. So I guess we also have to believe in Andy Reid and what he's seeing there from his offensive line, especially being more hands-on. Well, I came across a topic today, and it posed the question of what was the best Chiefs season ever? Now, I know Chiefs Kingdom loves the 2019 season, especially because they ended, a 50-year Super Bowl drought. And I agree. I think that is probably the best season for the Kansas City Chiefs. This was also solidified by CBS writer Brian Diardo, where I got this topic from. So while I agree that is probably the best season, I would also say that 2022 season is going to give it a run for its money. 14-3 record, Mahomes MVP explosion, clutch Super Bowl victory. It was a memorable season. Now, going back to 2019, 12-4 record, first Super Bowl in 50 years where they beat the 49ers. You had the Jet Chip Wasp play. That sealed a fourth quarter comeback in the Super Bowl, rallied from double-digit deficits throughout the playoffs, especially that Texans game. You had some great offensive names, launched the dynasty, but you faced a weaker AFC West that year. But 2022 season, 14-3, you were tied for the NFL's best record. Mahomes led the league with 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns, despite Hill being traded. He overcame the ankle sprain in the playoffs. He beat the Jags, the Bengals, and the Eagles. You had Tooney's 65-yard punt return. You had Butker's field goal in the Super Bowl. I mean, very memorable moments as well. Not only that, the offense scored 29.2 points a game. I wish we could have that back. First in the league, and tally 413.6 yards a game, also first in the league. So, yes, 2019 ended that drought, but 2022 just proved that the dynasty was going to be all right, even without Tyreek Hill, and you were beating tougher foes in 2022. So 2019, yes, iconic. And I think is still considered the best season. But man, that 2022 season, the way Mahomes played, it's a very, very close second. And I mentioned at the beginning of this episode that there's some great news from Andy Reid on the injury front. And I know it's scary when I say injury, but Andy Reid did drop some massive news. Rashee Rice and Josh Simmons are cleared for training camp, setting up a 2025 offensive revival. I'm excited. I think they're ready to dominate. As Super Bowl loss to Philly exposed the problems at O-line and wide receiver, so Rice and Simmons return, it's going to flip the script, and you want them as early as possible. Stronger offense is only going to help build a gap with rivals like the Chargers, as we mentioned, who love to go cover 2. Rice had that knee MCL sprain, played in only 4 games last season. His 2023 breakout year makes him Mahomes' top target. He had 938 yards and 7 touchdowns that season. Simmons was your first-round pick, and he tore a tendon in his knee at Ohio State. Rice says now that the only thing in the way is time. They're ready to get back out there on the field. I'm ready to see them back out there on the field. And Rice, even though he didn't play much, only 4 games last season, he still had 2 touchdowns, 288 yards, and 24 catches. Simmons had an 82.5 PFF pass blocking grade at Ohio State pre-injury. And the Chiefs need this. They were 15th last season in points a game. So that speed of Rice is going to stretch defenses. Simmons is going to help with that left side. You might even be able to pair all this with a Breece Hall trade down the line, or maybe if Caliendo rises to what Reed says he could, even better. So I think Casey's offense is ready to roll in 2025. Well, that was today's episode. We have daily videos for you Monday through Friday. So go ahead and make sure you hit subscribe and turn on those notifications. And let me know in the comments what you think about a potential trade with Breece Hall. If you think Mike Caliendo will have a breakout year, what you thought was the best season as a Chiefs fan. And let me know how you feel about hearing those two returning in Simmons and Rice. Well, that is all that we have for today's episode. As I mentioned, daily videos Monday through Friday. So make sure you come back right here. And until then, I am your host, Calvin Silvers. Have a good one.